What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I am fighting the weather out here today, so we are just going to go ahead and get right into it. So last summer I did a video testing a bulletproof vest on a ballistic dummy lab human torso, just to see how much damage bullets would do to the body even while wearing body armor. It was awesome, and we ended that video with a 12 gauge double-aught buckshot, which did just a crazy amount of damage. Plus the torso was already pretty beat up at that point. So I wanted to revisit this and do an entire video only with the 12 gauge shotgun. And just like last time, the body armor we're using is the Bullet Safe Level 3A Bulletproof Vest. So there are a million good options for body armor these days, but Bullet Safe is a good lightweight bulletproof vest that does not cost a ton of money. And usually the vests like this are a little more comfortable and easier to wear than a big heavy plate carrier. But of course, it would probably be a lot more painful if you were to get shot wearing soft body armor, because it does give a lot more than a hard plate does. So there's pros and cons, it's all personal preference, but for this test, I definitely wanted to use soft body armor. Now, the torso we're using is the same one that we used for the Ricochet video. So there is some damage on that left side, but the top and the entire right side, also the bottom down there by the intestines, is completely undamaged. So 3A body armor is rated to stop 12 gauge shotguns, but we are looking for the internal damage even if the vest does stop it. And as we all know, nothing is indestructible, so I do want to push this thing to failure. We're going to start with just a regular 12 gauge birdshot, and we're shooting it out of the Mossberg Shockwave 590M. My new favorite 12 gauge. From 10 yards away, that actually spread quite a bit more than I thought it would. So I'm obviously aiming towards the right side of the vest, since that is the part of the torso that's undamaged, but you can see how big that shot pattern is. It's probably 15 inches around, and I'm only 10 yards away. We even had some that missed and went straight into the arm, which actually looks pretty cool. I don't think any of them went all the way through, but they penetrated 3 or 4 inches into the gel. So either that short barrel or that particular birdshot just has a big spread. But let's open it up and see if there's any damage. So it looks like there's pretty much no damage. I do see one broken rib that I'm not sure if it was like that before, but I'll go ahead and say pretty much no damage from the 12 gauge birdshot. Definitely wouldn't feel good, but if I was gonna get shot with a 12 gauge shotgun while wearing body armor, I would prefer that it would be birdshot. Hey guys, before we go any further, I wanna tell you all about LAS Concealment, who is our sponsor for today's video. LAS Concealment puts every one of their products through rigorous testing before it's released to the public, with the goal of not only making a top quality holster, but also with the promise of reliability. One of my favorite products from LAS Concealment is the Ronin 3.0 series, which uses a very cool bungee system to attach the mag carrier to the holster to enhance flexibility and dramatically improve comfort, as it allows the holster to bend with your body movements. I will try to put some pictures up so you guys can see what it looks like, but I highly recommend you check out the website because they have videos demonstrating how this thing actually works. So essentially, as you move, the holster flexes with your body. It also allows you to carry pretty much anywhere because it can bend like 90 degrees. So no matter where you put the holster on your belt, it's gonna fit comfortably. It's pretty dang cool. When it comes to concealed carry, the holster is equally as important as the firearm, because without a good holster, things can go downhill very quickly. So definitely check out LAS. I will throw a link down in the description box below. And again, I wanna thank LAS Concealment for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate the support. Unfortunately, I don't have any number 4 buckshot. I know a lot of you guys use that for home defense. I apologize, I thought I had some, but I'm gonna go ahead and go straight to the 9 pellet double-aught buckshot. And for this one, I'm getting out the Benelli since the birdshot spread so much, because I wanna keep all these on the bulletproof vest. That one smacked the torso quite a bit harder. All right, what do you guys think? I'm gonna say in real life, double-aught buckshot would be as much or more than the body could take, but the ballistics gel is so thick around the ribs on this thing, I'm not really sure what to expect. So let's go ahead and take a look. You can see how small the shot pattern is for the double-aught buckshot, probably 3 inches at the most. So let's go ahead, open this thing up. And yeah, there's definitely some damage. First of all, on the inside of the vest, you can see the double-aught buckshot did tear the fabric. Nothing came through, but it's pretty common with these vests to see some tears on the inside. And then if you look at the torso, unfortunately, it kind of combined the wound cavity with the one that was already there, but this definitely was not here before. So there's a pretty good flesh wound right there, and we have more broken ribs as well. So now I see at least 2 broken ribs, and it's also kind of broken right there. So no internal bleeding, but definitely multiple bone breaks up here on the rib cage, and a little flesh wound, or a big flesh wound, down here in the stomach. And I also see a couple broken ribs over here on the side. So that would suck. Next up, we have a 12 gauge slug. This is the Federal PowerShock rifled hollow point slug. Once again, shooting it out of the Benelli. I'm gonna try to put this one a little bit higher. And our slug obviously hit right there. I wanted to put it up more closer to the sternum, but maybe we'll get it with the next one. Let's go ahead and see. There's ballistics gel chunks flying off the vest, so I have a feeling it did some damage. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was literally sunken into the body, and it actually did break the sternum right in half. Once again, the vest stopped it. You can see there is no hole on the back of that armor. It caught the slug, but it just pushed it probably 2 inches into that human torso. Let me try to get this thing off of here. And again, you can see how that sternum is just absolutely obliterated. And there are pieces of the chest bone just falling out of this thing. So that would be a bad day. But even with that result, I still have to say it's better than not wearing body armor at all, because it stopped the projectile from going straight through and doing all kinds of internal damage. Yeah, it would suck and you might not make it, but you also might, whereas if you weren't wearing body armor, there's no chance. Next up, we have the Duplex Steelhead Slug. This is a 440 grain steel 12 gauge slug, which I assume would be harder to stop than the lead, because lead is obviously much softer. So I don't have a ton of experience with these. Let's see what it does. By the way, at this point, the test is kind of unrealistic, because you would never take multiple shotgun slugs in the same bulletproof vest. It will fail at some point. The question is when. I think I put it too high. Damn it. So I was going for the top of the vest and I put it above the body armor, so it obviously didn't stop it. We've got another one. Put it a little bit lower. That's almost right on top of the Federal slug we shot. I don't know. So the recoil on those is pretty mellow, and on the slow-mo, it did not look like nearly the energy transfer that we got from the Federal slug, but it's steel, so let's see what it did. You can see our entrance hole right there, cut right through the top of the body armor, and it looks like that one might have went through. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. Again, it almost went in the same spot as the Federal, but we definitely tore the back of the vest. I go around to the back, there's no exit hole. There it is. Okay, so it definitely did go through the body armor. You can see that gigantic slug right there in the back of the rib cage. That thing is not even deformed. So I flipped the vest around since the back has not been shot yet, and I want to try one more of these steelhead slugs to see if they're actually armor-piercing slugs or if that spot was just already compromised. Gonna put it right in the middle. They do sound gnarly on impact, that's for sure. Now you might remember earlier I said the energy transfer from the steelhead slug did not look as intense as it did from the Federal. Well, I'm almost wondering if that's because it just went right through the vest and the Federal did not, because on the slow-mo for that one, it did look about the same. So I don't know, let's check it out. I gotta say the entrance holes from these steelhead slugs are much cleaner than any of the others. It looks like it just cuts right through that top layer of fabric. So let's go ahead and see what happened. And it stopped it. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but very clearly there is no exit hole on the back of that vest. Here, I'll take it off. And there it is. Obviously it tore the fabric and it would absolutely suck, but there is no hole and it did not punch through that time. So I assumed that it was because we put that one almost directly on top of the first slug that we shot, which again would not be realistic, but that one did not go through the body armor. Again, tons of damage, just broken ribs all over the place. This thing is pretty much shot at this point, literally. So technically they're not an armor piercing slug. I didn't think they were, but it's about as close as you can get without punching through. So the vest is still hanging on. Let's keep going. Okay, we have backed up a little bit because now we are gonna shoot a spicy slug. These are the most powerful shotgun slugs that I have, but I don't think I've ever shot one at body armor. Definitely not on a torso. And I'm not sure if that vest is hard enough to get the desired result, but let's see. I don't think it did. Let's try one more just to make sure. I really want this to work, and as you all know, they do need hard targets for the best result. There we go. Still smoking, and that is the first one to actually cause some internal bleeding. Awesome. Let's open this thing up and see what it looks like. Okay, so I don't even know where it went through or what is going on here, because the whole back side of this thing is completely blown out. But you can see that the torso is pretty much done for. It definitely went through. You can see we've got some lead, and there is a big old chunk of that shotgun slug. Okay, perfect. And now that I look closer at the back, there are definitely some fragments from that slug all the way back here. So nothing passed all the way through, but you can see we've got fragments there and quite a few up here, and those ribs are also broken that weren't before. As always, Spicy Slug takes the win, and I think that is a perfect way to cap off the video. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed our little 12-gauge body armor test on a Ballistic Dummy Lab human torso. This was absolutely awesome and about what I expected. I also have to thank Bullet Safe for sending me the vest and letting me do this video. I told them that I was gonna push this thing to failure, and they were totally cool with it. They said, go for it, do whatever you want. So definitely go check them out. It is a low-cost, lightweight bulletproof vest that, as you saw, can stop a 12-gauge shotgun slug, which is all you can ask for with 3A body armor. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know down in the comments below. As always, if you want more content, channel updates, and stuff like that, definitely go follow me on Instagram. I will put links to all social media down in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.